This is Positive Living with Patricia Raskin on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM. The program that brings you practical strategies and positive solutions to help you live the kind of life you really want. To speak with Patricia and her guest, call 438-WPRO or 1-800-321-WPRO. Now, here's Patricia Raskin.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Positive Living. I'm Patricia Raskin, right here on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM, and live on the webcam this morning at 630WPRO.com. So pick up the phone and tell your friends and family from around the country to tune in live on 630WPRO.com. You won't want to miss today's very inspirational and enlightening and practical program. Remember, this is the program that shows you how to turn your obstacles into opportunities, your problems into solutions, and to make your dreams come true. We have one of the best in the business of showing you how to do that this morning. I'm very honored to have on the program this morning Lisa Nichols, who is a best-selling author, popular public speaker, powerful coach, and charismatic teacher. She has reached thousands of people, both nationally and internationally, with her message of possibility, gratitude, empowerment, and accountability. Her participation in the self-development phenomenon The Secret has catapulted her popularity across the globe, and she's the author of the critically acclaimed Chicken Soup for the African American Soul book series. She's appeared on Oprah, Extra, Larry King, recently on Larry, which I saw her on, and NBC's Emmy Award-winning Starting Over. Welcome, Lisa Nichols.
Oh, thank you, Patricia. Thank you so much for having me. It's exciting being with you.
Wonderful. I interviewed you recently, and I'm just so thrilled to have you on again. Yes, you know, your book is No Matter What. 9 steps to living the life you love. All right. No matter what. And you're talking to a lot of people who may not feel that they can do no matter what, particularly in this time.
Right. Well, you know, it's a timely book. I can't tell you how, 2 years ago when I started writing the book, I felt like, it was time then. And then all of a sudden when the book came out, it hit right at the turn of it came out in April when everyone was saying, "Oh my God, that's exactly what I haven't said." I've gotten consumed in the conversation called recession and economic struggle, and I forgot that I get to say no matter what. So,
and what does that mean, Lisa? What is a no matter what mindset?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that, Patricia, because most of us unconsciously, we do so many things unconsciously that this book really just brings to the forefront some decisions that you get to make. We consciously say, I really would like to hit that goal. I really would like to make this relationship work. I really would like to get my finances in order. It would be nice if I really wanted. We make those kind of statements, but really
not good enough.
That actually is still leaving room for it not to happen. What we're saying when we say that is, and we even think it, we may not say it out loud, we think, but, I really hope nothing shows up and interrupt it. I really hope there's nothing lurking around the corner. And what happens when you say no matter what? I'm going to hit that goal no matter what. We're going to get this relationship in order no matter what. My finances are going to be strengthened no matter what. What you're saying is I've removed every other option off the table. There's no room for negotiation. It's non-negotiable. And if there's anything lurking around the corner, I'm not afraid of it. As a matter of fact, it had better be afraid of me because I said no matter what. It's a decision.
All right. So having said that, what if someone has that no matter what? This is it. And then they get 5 disappointments in a row, and they're no matter what starts going out the window, Lisa.
Then it wasn't no matter what. It was I really want it unless I get disappointed a lot. No matter what says you rise bigger than everything. They can have 10. It's that every time you sing, notice when you watch that movie where the guy just won't stop. The girl just won't stop. She gets knocked down not 5, she gets knocked down 15 times. And she's like the little engine that could. He is. So it doesn't, you're not counting the knockdowns, you're counting the get-ups. You're not even plugged into, oh, well, now it's 5, it must not be for me. That meant that you said I really, 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 really want it.
All right, we're going to tell folks, give us a call at 438-WPRO and 800-321-WPRO if you want a no-matter-what mindset and something is stopping you or in the way. We have the expert on today, Lisa Nichols, who is a best-selling author. Her book is No Matter What. You can overcome every obstacle, 9 steps for living the life you love. Again, 888-438-WPRO and 800-321-WPRO. What, you have bounce back muscles that we have, and you have these 9 steps. Let's talk about those.
Yes, I call them bounce back muscles in the book because, so many. First of all, when it comes to muscles, we absolutely know we know we can't take the short road on toning our body, and we know what we have to do. We know that to get biceps, triceps, or abs or quads, that we have to do the work. We can't go to the internet, find Google, and download a six-pack. It's not happening. If so, please send me that email address. We know we have to do the work. So I call them bounce back muscles, so you immediately know that there's no sprinkle fairy dust here. There's some work to be done. I'm sorry, the genie was just a really wonderful way to talk about the secret and the law of attraction. The genie really is you doing some work, okay? Now, I talk about bounce back muscles because so many times we're looking at how to get to bliss, how to get to happiness, how to get to love, and we pick up the books, we look at the programs, we go to the seminars, and we're always given the 1, 2, 3, the ABCs. And by the way, I think those are great pieces of information. Those are my friends and my colleagues. They've helped me a lot. But what happens if on my way from A to B, my relationship goes south? What happens if on my way from C to L, what happens when my children and I aren't communicating anymore? My house is like this void place of communication, love, and understanding. What happens if on my way from L to P, I gain 30 extra pounds? So what I wanted to create was a piece of work, Patricia, that what happens if on my way to this bliss, this joy, this love, this excitement that we talk about, the law of attraction when you're focusing on what you want, what happens if on my way things come up? I hit a speed bump. How do I build my bounce back muscles to get back on track?
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yes, and particularly so when that happens, all those old voices start flooding in. I should have, I could have, I would have, or this person's wrong, or that thing shouldn't have happened. That comes in.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. When we're going
So what do we do?
Well, when you're going through something, when you're on your way to where you're going, on our way to life, all of us are on our way somewhere. We're in the journey. And something pops up. One of the first things I think occurs is our negative self-talk, that chatter that follows us everywhere we are. Everywhere we go, there we are. And the minute something pops up, we have a conversation in our head that either is supporting us to get through it, or it's not supporting us and talking about how big the challenge is, how we're going to fail, how no one's going to, whatever that chatter, and it's so real. It's such the silent thing we don't talk about, but it's so real. One of the things that I talk about in the book on page 58, so if negative self-talk is your thing, skip page 1 through 57, go straight to page 58. I talk about how do you, expose, and forgive me, but this is how I call it, how do you expose the lies? Because when I say I'm not good enough, when I say I'm not worthy, when I say I'm not beautiful, when I say I shouldn't be, successful, those are just lies I'm feeding myself. Now, for some reason, I'm feeding myself those stories, but how do I expose them so that they're not influencing my behavior?
And how do you do that, Lisa?
Well, number one is you literally put them on paper. So you can see what you're saying. And this is a sobering.
Okay, so you write, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough.
You write all the lies. You get 16 pieces of paper, and you write all the lies in pencil. You skip 3 lines in between each lie, and you let them flood out. And don't judge yourself based on the number of lies that you have.
And that doesn't reinforce it by writing them down over and over and over?
Not at all. You're exposing them. And it reinforces if you write them. Because it doesn't reinforce it because I asked you to expose the lies. I didn't say speak your truth. I said expose the lies. Just the mere fact that you wrote them down, Patricia, you acknowledge that this is a lie, okay? So you write them down. You skip 3 lines in between each lie. You write each lie down in pencil. Then you come back and you write down the truth in between each lie in red ink.
Like, I am worthy, I am beautiful,
exactly,
I am smart.
But you don't just use one line, you don't just reverse it. You actually give yourself what you need. Here's what it looks like. My lie has always told me in the past that I was ugly. So what I wrote for my truth is, God created me uniquely for me, and no one looks like me. So you actually give yourself a palatable, digestible truth. My other lie said that I'm stupid because I was a struggling student for 12 years in school. My truth said, what I wrote in red ink was that I have a unique style of learning that requires me to hear it multiple times, and that's okay. So it's not just the reverse, because my reverse could have been from I'm ugly to I'm beautiful. That was too big of a leap for me. Does that make sense?
It doesn't. And on that note, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're talking about how to turn around the negative self-talk, how to turn around the old tapes with my incredible guest, Lisa Nichols, who's a best-selling author. Her book is No Matter What, 9 Steps to Living the Life You Love. She was part of The Secret, that self-development phenomenon. She's also been on Larry King and Oprah and Extra and many other programs. Very powerful. Give us a call after the break. You know, if you want to make sure no matter what, it happens for you in your life, call us. 438-WPRO, 800-321-WPRO. You're listening to Positive Living. I'm Patricia Raskin, right here on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. We are back. You are listening to Positive Living, and I'm Patricia Raskin, right here on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM, and also right here on the webcam, so you can see me personally if you would like to do that, or pick up the phone and call your friends and your family from around the country or anywhere and tell them to log on to 630WPRO.com, and they can watch this program live. Now, today we are talking about no matter what, we're going to make our lives work. I have on one of the leading motivational people in the country and in the world. My guest today is Lisa Nichols. She's a best-selling author, popular public speaker, powerful coach, and charismatic teacher who has reached thousands of people nationally and internationally with her messages of possibilities, gratitude, empowerment, and accountability. She was participated in the self-development phenomenon, The Secret, and that really brought her success across the globe. She's the author of the critically acclaimed Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. She's been on Oprah, Extra, Larry King, where I saw her, many other programs. And her book is No Matter What, 9 Steps to Living the Life You Love. Call us, 438-WPRO, 800-321-WPRO. If you are stuck, if you want a no matter what attitude, call us. Lisa will have an answer for you. 438-WPRO, 800-321-WPRO. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Patricia. I appreciate you saying a no matter what attitude, because I want to make sure people understand no matter what is not just a statement. It's not just a cliche, and it sure isn't just a title on my book. When I was on Oprah, within 72 hours of being on the show, Patricia, I received 9,782 emails. And all of those emails were asking a question, and it was, how did you do it, even though you had all these things happen in your life? And then they would share with me something horrific or something challenging, or the fact that they've been knocked down 5 times, and they said, how do I have the bliss, the joy that I want with all this stuff happening? And the only answer that kept coming up was, say no matter what. You haven't said no matter what yet. I mean, and even though people are working really hard, it's still negotiable. I mean, and I can tell you, when my finances were negotiable, I made a lot less, and I struggled a lot more financially. When my family life was negotiable, I spent a lot less time with my son when he was a young child. When my weight was negotiable, I weighed 38 pounds more. Until it becomes non-negotiable, there's going to be room to negotiate.
So let me whatever you call this, catapult it into some sense, capsize it or capitalize on it. What you're saying here is that if you have any room for doubt, so for example, let's go back to the finances. Let's say when you were in that state, if you kept going along the same way, you could have eventually become bankrupt. That would have been your worst case scenario, Lisa.
Yes.
All right? So if, in a sense, that voice comes into you and says, Lisa, you're going along. You keep it up. You're going to be living on, $500 a month, and you're going to be on welfare. You can't even let that voice in. Is that correct?
Well, it's going to be there. It's going to be there, but you need to turn around and address it and look at the voice straight. You have to really address the voice, and you have to give yourself something that's going to counteract that. So if most of us are running trying not to be broke or trying not to be bankrupt, and you're giving energy to bankruptcy, have you made another decision, and have you given yourself something to run toward versus something to run from? So it's okay to say, okay, you know what I'm feeding myself right now is that I'm going to be bankrupt. Now, does that work for me? Does that feel good? No. Okay, so what am I working for? So what I did, speaking of finances, is I said I want to be financially free, and I want to give my dream a chance. So my son was 3 years old, and I'm working in the center of South Central, and I began to save every single dime, and I would write myself a check every 2 weeks, and I didn't even know what the dream was completely. I just knew I wanted to live my dream. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to encourage people. I wasn't a speaker at the time. I didn't have a company at the time, so I would write a check to myself every 2 weeks, and in the memo line, I'd say funding my dream. Every 2 weeks. I mean, I didn't get my hair done, didn't get my nails done. I didn't go out for 3.5 years. I didn't eat out. I found the most economic way to feed my son. I sold my car that required a car note. I bought an old car, didn't have a car note. I trimmed down. Every 2 weeks, I wrote myself a bigger check and a bigger check and a bigger check. And in 3 years, I looked up, and I had $62,000 in my savings account funding my dream that I was still getting clear on because I said no matter what. That's a very tangible example. Very simple, single mom working in South Central Los Angeles. I just said, I know that I'm supposed to be serving the planet, inspiring, encouraging, healing people. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but I do know that I can't keep working at the school because this is not how I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to do it in a bigger way. So let me plan for that and let me say no matter what about it, non-negotiable. Then I packed up my son, and I drove 159 miles up the road, so I was away from all of my distractions, and yet I was still in reach of my family. And I saw a number on the side of a building. I plopped my bags down there. I moved into a new condo, and I said, son, my 3-year-old son, this is 5 years old at this time, this is where we're going to live, and I'm going to build my dream here. And every day I just worked to get clear on what my dream was. Every day. I lived off $31,000 a year for 2 years.
So that's what you talk about when you talk about accountability.
Absolutely. You have to not only set the intention, you have to not only want it, you have to not only design it, you have to be in crazy action, Patricia, about it. You have to be like a dog with a bone with gravy on it. I mean, and when you...
Lisa, let me just ask, what if somebody's listening to this and saying, well, Lisa, I don't want to not eat out. I feel like I'm depriving myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's still negotiable. It's still negotiable. See, when you say, I really want to lose that 30 pounds, but I don't want to give up the cornbread. Okay, great. Enjoy the cornbread. Make a choice. So I know I sound very absolute, but it's very absolute. It's enjoy the cornbread. So I didn't eat out. I didn't eat out for 3.5 years. Now I don't eat out at my 2-star restaurants. When I eat out, it's about 5 stars. Because I said I wanted to up-level my life. So I was willing to do what it took in that moment. When you're willing to do what it takes, and when you're willing to do it and you do it, then nothing can stand in your way because it's non-negotiable. I know that sounds crazy, but it literally is. Are you willing to be accountable to your dream? Are you willing to have the tongue in your mouth and the tongue in your shoe operate and go in the same direction?
All right. So, and that may mean giving up some beliefs or giving up some things that really made you feel comfortable before.
It normally does mean that, honey. I'm doing a breakthrough training in September. Just because of what you just said, Patricia, I'm helping people to overcome their limiting beliefs and break through old chaos, circles of chaos, old patterns, so that they can live the life that they love and live the life that they say they want. Because those beliefs have been with you so long, those limiting thoughts have been with you so long that it's difficult. So I dedicate 2 days a year just around having breakthroughs. Just focused on that at the end of September, just because we really want it. It doesn't say that you don't really want it. I want everyone listening to my voice to understand. I'm not saying you don't really want the goal, but what's happened is the goal has become negotiable because you actually can live pretty comfortably without it, or you've become comfortable living in a mild or medium form of struggle, or you're uncomfortable, but you have become used to the struggle, used to the complacency. And so what I invite you to do is say, okay, what does life look like if I totally was without struggle in this area? If I had the love I wanted, if I had the money in my bank account, if I had the 30, 40, 50 pounds off my body or the 10 pounds, if I have the spiritual ground, what will it look like? And am I willing to do what it takes to get myself there? And that's where I coach people. on how to do. What do those practical, physical steps look like? Beyond the conversation, Patricia, and beyond setting the strategy, because the law of attraction says set your intention on it, set your goals on it, and I believe the law of attraction is the first step. But if it's not in tandem with the law of no matter what, then we still have some work to do.
All right, we're going to take a break. My guest is the amazing Lisa Nichols, best-selling author, popular public speaker, powerful coach, and very charismatic teacher. She was part of the self-development phenomenon, The Secret. Her book is No Matter What, 9 Steps to Living the Life You Love. And she's been on Larry King and Oprah and Extra and many others. And again, you can log on to lisanichols.com.
Now back to Positive Living with Patricia Raskin on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM. To speak with Patricia and her guest, call 438-WPRO or 1-800-321-WPRO. Now here's Patricia Raskin.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. You're listening to Positive Living, and I'm Patricia Raskin, right here on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM between 12 and 2 on Sundays. This is the program that shows you how to turn your obstacles into opportunities, your problems into solutions, and how to make your dreams come true. Today is certainly no exception to that at all. We have on the best of the best. Call us at 438-WPRO, 800-321-WPRO. Are you facing an obstacle? Do you really want to make something happen no matter what? My guest is Lisa Nichols. She's the author of No Matter What, 9 Steps to Living the Life You Love. Lisa Nichols is a best-selling author, popular public speaker, powerful coach, and charismatic teacher who's reached thousands nationally and internationally. She is part of the book and the movie The Secret. She is the author of the critically acclaimed Chicken Soup for the African American Soul. She's been on Oprah, Extra, Larry King, which she was recently on, and I saw her on that program. And she's really a very powerful teacher and inspirer of making our dreams happen. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
If people want to write to you, write to Lisa at lisa@lisa-nichols.com. lisa@lisa-nichols.com. Okay, Lisa, in terms of no matter what, if people, you've had thousands of people write to you, what's the first thing that you tell them to do? What's the most critical piece here if their first step in really making their life's dream happen?
Well, I say that there are 9 muscles that you focus on, and every muscle is important, and no muscle really is any less important than others. But there are 3 key muscles that I find that when people begin to laser on them, the book has action steps at the end of every chapter, and I would just encourage you not to just read the book, but do the book. If you want to be entertained, read the book. If you want a transformation, do the book. That's the key thing. The understanding muscle is key, because when you have developed your understanding muscle, with a weak understanding muscle, it feels like life is doing something to you, and it feels like you're a victim, and you're just in the unfortunate, cycle. But when your understanding muscle is strong, you're able to actually find the gift that may have come wrapped in sandpaper. That's the gift that you didn't ask for. That's the divorce. That's the separation. That's the children that may not have ended up the way you thought, but there's a gift in there. There's a part of your character that was built because of the circumstance, something from childhood. Many of us are carrying forth so many things from our childhood. If you can find the gift that may have come wrapped in sandpaper, you can answer all the whys that you have about the things that have occurred in your life. And I give you a wonderful exercise to do that I encourage you to do, if nothing else. Okay. And the second muscle...
And it's important to understand so that you know why.
Well, it's important to answer the why. You actually have the answer to all the whys that you ask, believe it or not. Now, I go into more depth in the book in that, but you have the answer to the whys that you ask if you just go deep enough. We just stop at the why question. It's the most universally asked question, and we don't go further, so we're always incomplete with that answer. We're always in victim mode. And so I actually give you an exercise where I have you write down all the whys, write down every question you've ever had, and then I have you go back and I go through this process with you where you actually answer your whys. So you can be complete with that and then move on.
Okay. All right, we've got 3 minutes left, so go ahead, Lisa.
The second and third are the determination muscle. The determination muscle says that I can actually become afraid, I can actually become frustrated, I can actually get tired, I can actually get scared. And a strong determination muscle says I move through all of those things and I keep going. So it says that the speed bump will never become a stop sign, that the lump will never become a wall. And then the third one, and there's 9, so they're all important, but these are the ones that I really find the most valuable, is the forgiveness muscle. developing the forgiveness muscle and releasing old shame, blame, guilt, regret,
That's
and
a
anger.
big one.
That's a huge one. I spend a lot of time. I tell you, if that's one that you're focusing on, skip page 1 through 191, go straight to page 192 and begin focusing on that one. And it just shows you the power of forgiveness. And then I take you through this amazing exercise that actually picked me up in my darkest time of my life. This particular exercise is what turned me around. And I also want to give your listeners a gift because I know we're in challenging times, and it's time for us to all say no matter what. So this is actually a product that we sell, but I just decided that I would give it away. So if you went to lisa-nichols.com, my website, and read what's on the website, but click the main button go to the main menu on the right side, and you click live training events. You will see that you have an opportunity to click a free download. And there I want you to click the download and get a download called Setting Your Champion Free. Okay. And on my website, it may be a little challenging because we have a lot of things going on. So if you can also go straight to No Matter What Tour.
All right. And you can also write that you heard it on Positive Living.
Yep.
All right. Lisa, it's been an honor and pleasure to have you, and people have got to go to that page 192 to find out what that forgiveness exercise is. All right. It's been an honor. Lisa Nichols, you can log on to lisanichols.com. Up next is Lisa Tenner, who's going to talk about writing and writing in the zone. She's our writing spotlight. You're listening to Positive Living, and I'm Patricia Raskin right here on News Talk 630 WPRO and 99.7 FM. Stay tuned, folks. There's plenty more, and our second hour as well. We'll be right back.